Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Avionics Innovation Preview 2020, learn aviation photography online, and Top Gun Maverick opening is delayed. I'm Sophie Hurlock. After missing the 2020 AAA Convention and Trade Show, and all the exciting live coverage we usually present, we're now making up for the loss of this great program with the Avionics Innovation Preview 2020. One of the hits of our annual AAA live coverage was the opening day's presentation of new avionics reveals, showcased in a rapid-fire succession. Despite the loss of the annual new product introduction, we worked with a couple of the original NPI presenters to produce a Plan B to substitute for the loss of this valuable event, in order to still capture the excitement these presenters feel announcing their new electronic wonders. Our 90-minute long Avionics Innovation Preview can be viewed on our YouTube page or at airborne-live.net. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back with Around the Patch.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. It's time for today's trip around the patch. American Airlines has offered an apology to hundreds of pilots after it mistakenly offered them voluntary leave options as a cost-cutting measure as capacity has been slashed in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The pilots were told the airline had either by miscalculation or miscommunication wrongly indicated that at least 1,200 pilots who fly the carrier's Boeing 737 and Airbus A320 airplanes could take short-term leave. The FAA issued an airworthiness directive for all Pratt & Whitney PW1519G, PW1521G, PW1521G3, PW1521GA, PW1524G, PW1524G3, PW1525G, and PW1525G3 model turbofan engines. These engines power Airbus A220 airplanes. The AD requires the removal from service of certain electronic engine control FADEC software and the installation of a software version eligible for installation. It was prompted by reports of 4 in-flight shutdowns due to failure of the low-pressure compressor rotor 1, and by subsequent findings of cracked LPC-R1s during inspection. Like much of the country, North Carolina is under a statewide stay-at-home order due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But one flight school operating at Raleigh-Durham International Airport continues to operate, and its CEO has told employees they had better not complain. Local media reports it obtained an internal email in which Blue Line Aviation CEO, Trey Walters, warns employees if they complain to authorities about the school being open during the pandemic, they will be terminated. Walters also stated if the school is closed, no one will be paid. EASA published the first view worldwide on the use and control of drones in an urban environment, balancing the desire to maximize the commercial and convenience benefits of drones against the need to ensure the safety and privacy of citizens and potential environmental impact on cities. The term U-Space has been adopted to describe the management of unmanned aircraft traffic to ensure the safe interaction with other entities using the same space in any location, not just urban areas. We'll be right back with the rest of the news. One of the aviation world's best photographers wants to share some of his secrets with you. You can join pro photographer Steve Chesler and Sigma Pro Jim Campbell on an amazing journey of flight as they talk about their tips and techniques for getting great aviation photography during their webinar on Zoom. Tickets are $35, and you can sign up by going to the events page on eventbrite.com. The class will be held on Monday, April 13th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., and your Zoom invitation will be emailed to you hours before the event. If you're an aviation photography enthusiast, this is not a class you're going to want to miss. The opening of the long-awaited Top Gun Maverick has been delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, forcing the closing of movie theaters across the country. The movie, originally scheduled to be released this summer, is now being pushed back to December 23rd. Tom Cruise, who is reprising his role as Maverick in the movie, expressed the disappointment being felt by many who have been waiting decades for the sequel. "I know many of you have waited 34 years. Unfortunately, it will be a little longer. Top Gun Maverick will fly this December. Stay safe, everyone," he said on Twitter. And that wraps up our week, everyone. Please subscribe and check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. To stay up to date on the latest aviation and aerospace news this weekend, head over to aero-news.net. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you Monday.